Hi everyone, it's Six from Black Women Cry, and today I'm going to be talking about Lilith. So, just a background about Lilith, because I think it's super important that you know her story before you try to analyze her in your chart or anyone else's chart. Lilith was Adam's first wife. She wanted an equal relationship with Adam. She was probably one of the first feminists, considering that she was the first woman. And basically, Lilith had to go through. It was honestly the most trifling story. Like, whenever I researched the Lilith story, I get pissed off for her because God shouldn't have been like so trifling. And then God was like, you know what? I'm gonna help Adam be trifling. And it was honestly, Lilith is married to Adam, yada da, it's great, dandy, and fine. And then she's like, you know, Adam, I don't always want to be a bottom. Reasonable. And then Adam's like, ooh, but I'm the man. And then she was like, well, God actually have made us equal. Like, I don't see the correlate. And then Adam was like, ooh, and then Lilith was like, so long story short, she ran into the woods. She was like, I'm not gonna deal with this anymore. Adam was like, ooh, but God. And then God was like, ooh, but Angel. And then Angel was like, ooh, but Lilith, submit to your man or I'm gonna kill all your kids. And she was like, try me. And then Lilith, watch your children become mortal and die. And thus the theme of Lilith. Adam's trifling, God's trifling. Lilith was one of the true victims in this situation. So the three different Liliths that I talk about are really going to go into the different themes of what she was dealing with. So, Asteroid Lilith. Asteroid Lilith actually lets us know where we were slighted. Like, where did our wound hurt? Like, when we were like kids, what happened in this world to make us feel betrayed and like isolated? And like, basically, like, how did we become Lilith originally? For me, that Lilith is in Capricorn 3rd house. So people always thought I was stupid, and my dad left. And so when you're thinking about Capricorn energy, you're thinking like paternal, father. And when you're thinking about like 3rd house, you think of the way that people express themselves. So people didn't like how I expressed myself. So I've always had issues with expressing myself and being my most authentic version of me. And you see that in my chart with Asteroid Lilith. So the next Lilith is Dark Moon Lilith. And Dark Moon Lilith lets us know how we experience Lilith themes in our lives. I have Dark Moon Lilith in Leo. So what ends up happening is whenever I try to shine and whenever I try to take center stage, so often, usually it's a man tries to come in and it's like they mansplain, and this is something that's really common for femme and women and so forth, but it's like whenever I shine, there's always gonna be a man that's like, nope, you look like a slut, you're this, you're that, and that, and that. So then that brings us into the last Lilith, and that is the Black Moon Lilith. There are two different ways that you can look at Black Moon Lilith. There's looking at Black Moon Lilith through the true Lilith and the mean Lilith. Personally, I found that my mean Lilith really resonates. Like, I have my mean Lilith in Taurus, and I definitely see when I get frustrated and when I feel like I'm put into Lilith-like situations. Basically, the Black Moon Lilith is all about how we can heal from those other Lilith. How can we reclaim ourselves and be more authentically ourselves? And so my mean Black Moon Lilith is in Taurus, and my true Black Moon Lilith is in Gemini. So I can see the benefit of both personally in my life. Like, when you're thinking about Gemini, and then my Gemini, like my Black Moon true Lilith is in the 8th house of Gemini. So I think that for me, I really have been able to find liberation through expressing myself and allowing myself to almost like die multiple times, like to shed my skin and to reincarnate. Like I'm constantly changing, I'm constantly growing, I'm constantly on the move. I'm a Sagittarius with a Scorpio stellium. That's like the theme of my life. And then the mean Black Moon Lilith is in Taurus, and I see that. Like for me, when I look at the mean Black Moon Lilith, personally, I try to read that in regards to how our intuition starts to pop up, and like almost like warning signs of what we do when we feel like we're in bad situations. So for me, when I read the mean Black Moon Lilith, I'm usually looking at her from the perspective of how do we feel inside? Like what is our intuition saying? So in short, the way that I look at the 4 different Lilith is one, the Asteroid Lilith is about our original wound and understanding how we've been slighted and been made to feel like Lilith in our life. The Dark Lilith is how we live Lilith in our life. Like what makes us feel betrayal? Like how do these themes pop up in our life? The Black True Lilith is giving us guides onto how we can be the most authentic versions of ourselves. And the Black Mean Lilith is all about our wild intuition and understanding how we lash out and how we can better understand ourselves. To be fair, I am still an astrology student, and this is what I have found has worked for me. Therefore, it may not work for you, but if you would do me a favor and leave a comment below and tell me what your Liliths are and how you feel like it resonates, which Lilith doesn't resonate, which Lilith does resonate for you. And be sure to like it, follow all of my social media, and stay tuned next week for the next video.